I advise you to change the locks as soon as the renovation is completed. 1 minute to reveal how unsafe the renovation key is. The renovation key is the key given to the workers during the renovation. After the renovation is completed, the workers will no longer be able to unlock the door and enter using the renovation key. But that is not necessarily the case. This is the common A-level lock and C-level lock on the market. A-level lock is actually an ordinary single-row pin lock. The principle of the pin lock. We have talked about it before. A-level lock is a tooth-shaped key and is equipped with 3 types of keys. A key is the decoration key, B key is the master key, and C key is used to abolish the decoration key. The C-level lock is a blade lock with a curved groove key, and it only has 2 types of keys. A key is the decoration key, and D key is the master key. Although the anti-theft levels of the 2 locks are different, the principles of the decoration key are basically the same. First, let's take a look at the A-level lock. This pin lock has a main body consisting of a shell and a lock head. There are cylindrical egg grooves on the top, which correspond to the egg grooves of the lock. There is a row of cylindrical cuts of different lengths called lower pins in the egg grooves of the outer shell. There is also a row of cylindrical cuts held by springs called upper pins in the egg grooves of the outer shell. However, these are the upper pins that are inserted into the lock and cannot be turned to unlock. When the correct key is inserted, if the lower pin is pushed up, the joints between the lower pin and the upper pin are exactly at the tangent of the outer shell and the lock. At this time, the lock can be turned to drive the dial to unlock. The decoration key usually has a small steel ball added between the upper and lower pins of the last group of the lock. The main difference between the decoration key is that the tooth shape at the front end is shorter than the height of the steel ball. When the decoration key is inserted into the lock, the steel ball is pressed into the lock to unlock. When the main key is inserted, the steel ball is pushed into the outer shell again, which can also unlock. If you want to scrap the decoration key, you will use the C key. The only difference between the C key and the master key is the slots on both sides of the front end. When the C key is inserted, the steel balls are pushed into the shell, and then the key is turned to fall into the key slots. When the key is pulled out, the steel balls will be brought into the slots in the lock. At this time, the joints of the 2 pins at the front end of the decoration key are not in line with the tangents of the shell and the lock, so the lock cannot be opened. However, as long as you know its principle, it is easy for people with ulterior motives to restore the decoration key to the master key and open the door of your home. The principle of the decoration key of the C-level lock is basically the same, except that the lower pin of the lock is replaced with a metal blade, and the upper pin is replaced with a long strip. When locking, the long strip gets stuck in the lock and cannot be opened. When the correct key is inserted, the grooves on the metal blade will align so that the long strip on the top, the cut strip, falls into the groove, and the upper part of the cut strip is aligned with the limit of the shell and the lock to unlock the lock. The tooth shape of his decoration key is exactly the same as that of the main key, except that there is an extra notch in front of the key. In the innermost part of the lock, there is also such a pin with a steel ball. When the decoration key is inserted, the notch of the key avoids the lower pin, and the lock can be turned to unlock. When the main key is inserted, the key lifts the lower pin, and the steel ball is pushed into the shell. At this time, the key is turned 180 degrees, and the steel ball will just enter the groove opened in advance in the lock. When the key is pulled out, the lock will be stuck by the pin and the long strip at the same time, and the decoration key cannot support the burden due to the notch in the front, so it can no longer unlock the lock. But again, the cost of restoring the decoration key to the city master key is too low. So for safety reasons, I advise you to change the lock after the decoration. I hope you like our video. If you like, don't forget to hit subscribe button for future interesting videos. Thanks for watching.